In an 8-year-long career as Gotham City's resident crime fighter, it comes as no surprise at all that Batman is quite the premier puncher. Trained in just about every style of fighting known to man, there are very few foes Batman couldn't beat, should he set his mind to it and have enough time to prepare. From street-level crooks to supervillains and even fellow heroes, the Dark Knight's calling has brought him head-to-head with many a formidable foe. While the world's greatest detectives' characteristic wits, wiles, and wonderful gadgetry have saved the day on many an occasion, sometimes you just can't beat a swift punch to the head. So sit back and relax, because this is a simpler kind of video. A video where we celebrate Batman's greatest hits. I'm Will for What Culture, and here are the 10 best things Batman has ever punched. Number 10, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? At this point in time, the Joker must be the most repeatedly punched member of Batman's rogue gallery by quite a stretch. In the comics alone, the Joker's been getting his ass kicked on and off since Detective Comics #1. But this punch comes from a film appearance. It comes from the 1989 Batman fight above Gotham City Cathedral. The Joker whips out a pair of comedy specs and quips, "You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?" Actually, it turns out Batman would, and he does, and it's awesome. Number 9, Superman. Considering that Superman and Batman are supposed to be the best of friends, they certainly come to blows more often than you'd think. The most famous of their many fights is the climactic battle at the end of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, in which an aged Batman and Superman finally come to blows after a career of fragile, tenuous friendship. After bringing Clark to his knees with a well-placed kryptonite arrow courtesy of Green Arrow, Bruce sets about systematically beating the idealistic Kryptonian to a pulp. Spouting the now famous dialogue, "I want you to remember the one man who beat you." Sure, so Batman fakes his own death moments later to escape, but it is as solid a victory as a mere human could ever get, going toe-to-toe with Superman. Number 8, a god. During the epic DC crossover Cosmic Odyssey, the universe's greatest heroes meet and join forces with Jack Kirby's new gods to do battle with the mighty Darkseid, ruler of Apocalypse. Together with fellow Justice Leaguers and friends Superman, Green Lantern, and the Martian Manhunter, Batman launches an assault upon Darkseid's forces in an attempt to save the world, universe, and humanity. When hero Forager dies in the heat of battle, the bemused, aloof new god Orion describes him as a bug. Enraged, Batman punches the shiny god square in the chops. Ever wondered what sound effects you'd use to describe Batman punching a god in the face? Kathat, apparently. Kathat. There you go. Number 7, a dog. As we learned in the Dark Knight trilogy, the greatest chink in the Bat's armor, aside from Tom Hardy in a mask doing stupid voices, is man's best friend. It's the whole reason for his armor upgrade in The Dark Knight, following the Scarecrow setting a pack of them on him in a car park. So perhaps it is a little unsurprising that Batman has fought many of the creatures on many an occasion. Admittedly, this was more of an occurrence during earlier comics, when superheroes beating the hell out of animals was more acceptable, the 50s, you know, but he does still find the time every now and then for a pooch punch-out even in modern comics like The Mad Monk, for example, during which he must dispatch a pair of vicious wolves in an equally vicious manner, first splattering them against a wall and then breaking the beasts' necks. As a dog lover, it's actually really sad. I'm paid to sound happy all the time, but seeing Batman punch a pooch in the face really does tear my soul in two. Number 6, a man eating an ice cream. Slight digression here in that this is actually a kick and not the advertised punch of this list's title. Still, the whole sequence is entertaining enough that it bears mentioning, from Batman's little jog through the park right to the kick in question. Valiantly attempting to stop an unsuspecting citizen from tucking into a poisoned ice cream cone, Batman decides that the only way to save the man's life is with a swift kick to the back of the head. Number 5, the guy who tried to shoot the cat. It's not all animal cruelty in Batman. Frank Miller's Year One pits a neophyte Batman against an entire SWAT team, with good cop Jim Gordon eager to catch the vigilante, still unsure of his true intentions. Although Batman manages to defuse the situation without hurting the SWAT guy too much, he stops to take out his frustrations upon one particularly aggressive chump after he opens fire on an innocent cat. Always a defender of the innocent and a staunch anti-gun tub thumper, a riled Batman retaliates on the cat's behalf by punching the man clean through a solid brick wall. Number 4, a horse. Yep, we're back to the animal cruelty. Frank Miller's iconic The Dark Knight Returns saw Batman astride a horse during its iconic finale, rallying his troops against Gotham's darker future. Yet he hasn't always been on such good terms with our four-legged friends. During the climax of Scott Snyder's seminal Joker story, Death of the Family, Batman is fighting his way through Arkham Asylum when he is attacked by a knight astride a horse. In no mood for messing about, he opts to dismount the rider by punching the horse in the head. Why the long face? Ha ha. Number 3, a shark. Here we have the famous Batman versus the Great White Shark. Although Batman has fought sharks on numerous occasions, the real shark punching comes in 2011's Arkham City, probably the best Arkham game. Chasing the Penguin through Gotham Museum, you happen across a rogue shark patrolling a bit of handily placed water. After a little cat and mouse, the game finally lets you cut loose and unleash a Batman beatdown upon the creature. Number 2, a Green Lantern. Keith Griffin's run of Justice League stories is hailed by many as the greatest in comic book history. In one such story, hothead Green Lantern Guy Gardner took umbrage with Batman's de facto leadership from the start, undermining him and bickering with the Bats at every opportunity. Things at last came to a head in Justice League number 5 as Gardner finally managed to provoke Batman into a fight. In one of both characters' defining moments, Batman promptly knocked Guy out with one punch. The sound effects makes it extra hilarious, with Gardner going down to an undignified bonk. And number 1, Judge Dredd. Batman and Judge Dredd have met 4 times now, and 3 of those occasions have seen them bickering like an old married couple. An old abusive married couple, that is. While Vendetta in Gotham brings the most bangs for your buck, the entire story consists of almost nothing but them beating one another up, their very first meeting is responsible for one of the greatest punches in comic book history. Arrested by Dredd shortly after accidentally arriving in Mega City 1, Vigilante Batman is hauled back to the Hall of Justice, unmasked, and interrogated. Determining that the crime fighter is telling the truth about his trip through time and space, Dredd nevertheless shrugs Gotham's fate off, leaving them with the malevolent alien superfiend Judge Death at large in their dimension. An enraged Batman snaps and asks if you call that justice. Batman then delivers one of the best blows to the face we've ever seen in a comic book. Dredd, ever the total badass, takes it like a champ, on the chin. Though to be fair, he does have a lot of chin. And there you have it, folks, the 10 best things Batman has ever punched. Feel free to drop this video a like if you enjoyed it, give me a follow on Twitter at YouSlyDogU, and have a great day. I'm Wolf of What Culture, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.
Look, my son, look at the marvel that I have created. Comics. They called me a fool for trying to put a dead meme onto a t-shirt. A damn bold fool! A damn bold fool with an ass that won't quit. It got quite personal towards the end there. But look who's laughing now! Quiet! Quiet, my son, my ugly son, for my other creation rises. Look at the quality fabric, hand-stitched by blind orphans. The perfect letter spacing calculated so meticulously that Rich Hudson had an erection for months about it. And a colouring so deep that I had to buy the dye off the dark web. Oh, for God's sake, Josh!
Sorry.
Marvel. Oh no, the beast has grown angry, angered by our drab fashion choices. I am such a fool to think that it wouldn't try to infect us with its perfect design. Quick, we must do something to appease the beast. Why don't we buy one from shop.whatculture.com? Oh. Look, it's already got Scott Nash.
Oh no!
But where can I buy one? Are you kidding me? This is why I don't give you any extra lines. But also at shop.whatculture.com. Quick, let's go and buy one right now. Let's go buy one right now.
Right now.
Oh, don't you try hard now. You've already lost your bit. Oscar's in the f***ing bin. There we go. Doesn't that look better? I feel so virile and alive, and it's also fixed your hump. That's actually pretty good. Now do yourself a favour and act like your mum and spread the love, aka her legs, and buy yourself one of these glorious dead memes on a t-shirt, courtesy of this handsome chap right here. You're very, very welcome.
Cut!
Jesus Christ, mine is so
It's
itchy.
all wet.
What?
It stinks.
I pissed on yours.
The worst font ever. I want to die.